Okay then guys, how's it going? I've sent out so many single seed potato seed spuds that I forgot to get my own. And here it is, I got one. Let's have a look then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 chits on that one. Ah, only joking. That's an old baking potato. Yeah, so anyway, just put my hand in the bag, pick one out, and this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 5. Yeah, and as some of you may have worked out by now, it's a red potato. Let's wipe it off and show you. There we are. So just dry that off and I shall write on it SSPC. Not that I've got any other red ones around, so SSPC and phew, SSPC. Well, there we are then, there's my entry. Stick them in the greenhouse, the rest of the spuds for now, and see how the chits develop. Yeah, cool. Got to go now, so I've got 3 more to send. I'm going to have to call an end to it soon, guys. What is it now? 18th of February. I'll give it another week and I'm going to stop it because I'm running out of spuds for a start. It's getting difficult to find ones with 4 chits on now. I've got that many left in that big bag because the rest were just no good really, you know what I mean? Great for growing, but not good for the competition. You're right guys, just trying to work out if I had enough of those small pots in the trays there. There's 400. Should be all right. They were on offer at Home Base a month or so ago. Buy one, get one free. So, yeah, £7 each. 2 for £7, £3.50 each for a whole tray. So that's not bad, actually. Right, soil samples. Now, I'm a bit confused with this because there's supposed to be 3 layers. And well, it's supposed to be sand, silt, and then clay. Right, I'm trying to do this gently so don't stir it all up. It's just about ready. There's a little bit more clay to settle, but I can't wait. And that's my sample. And that's the virgin sample, if you like. So I'm going to just take the lids off a minute because I'm a bit confused. So I'm going to write them down. It's mine and virgin, M and V. I'm going to put sand, silt, and clay, and the total height, and work it all out. So mine first. Crikey. 70 millimeters total. And the height for this one, $75. Not a bad guess, was it? I'm going to take these 2 measurements now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to probe because if it's sand, if that is sand there, it will be gritty pushing this in. If it's silt, it will just pop in, won't it? It's my theory anyway. So. That's 65 and 5 of the 2 layers. I'm just going to write it down like this a minute. 65 and 5. 68 and 7. 68 and 7. So, because looking at this, there's no sand. I'll do this one first. See, that's sinking straight in, so that isn't sand. And there's no sand at the bottom. You know what sand's like? It's all gritty, isn't it? So that is not... Ew. That is silt. So I've got to wipe in that? Nah, hang on. I'll do the same with mine. Yeah. That's just going straight down. So, I'll just work these out then and look on the chart. So give me 2 seconds, I'll go get my calculator. So So let's do mine first then. 65 divided by 70 equals 93% silt. Crikey, that's a lot. That should be 7% sand and clay, shouldn't it? That's weird, that is. Yeah, 7. I knew it would be. And the other one, 68 divided by 75. I'll call that 90. So that's 90 and 10 then. Oh yeah, so what we do then, and I'll put this on the big screen in a minute, that's your conversion chart. And the way you read this is you read clay that way, sand that way, and silt that way. And where they all cross is what you've got. Now we've got no sand, so it's up this line here. That's so weird. That's so weird. Right, so we're looking for 93 and 7 for mine. 93 silt, crikey, that's right down here. 93 7 and 90 10, and they're both in the same ballpark. I'll tell you what I'll do with these. I'll pour them out very, very slowly just to see if there's any sand at the bottom. Okay. Right, guys, I've just tipped out a pot. I've just tipped out my pot of the soil sample, and it was silty with a little bit of clay in it. Now, this is the virgin one, and I was wrong with my initial assessment. This is pure clay. This is all clay. It's not just the 10% on top, it's all clay. I mean, I've played with mud balls all my life, you know what I mean, and that is not silt. Look. Yeah, so I'll do it on the chart and I'll show you what I think it is. And I think you'll agree mine was a bit of an improvement. I like this next chart. It's colour coded and it sort of puts it into a context: heavy, medium and light soils. Mine's the yellow dot as before, and the virgin one is the green. So you can see we've gone from clay to a sort of silty loam, but any organic matter is going to help. Right, and on today, what I'm going to do today, I got a no-show whatsoever from the Cape Gooseberries. Now, I've just Googled a few different sites, as you do, and it says 14 to 42 days. Now, what's throwing me is last year, they germinated in 4 days. So I'm going to leave this one, but I'm going to do another sowing. So, let me just put some of this seed compost in a second. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Just tamp it down a little bit. There we are. Now, what I picked up at the Garden Press event, free sample, is Empathy Root Grow. Now, I've used this before, but I've never used it for seeds. And it says here you can use it for seeds, a light sprinkling. Ooh, yeah, very light sprinkling. Over the compost, put more compost on top, a little bit more compost on top, and then sow the seeds. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little, I don't know if you can see me doing this. Let's have a lean it over a little bit. There we are. That's probably far too much for a pot like that. A little bit more compost on top. There we are. And then, well, it looks like the last of my Aunt Molly's Cape Gooseberries. Thank you again, Robin. They're in here somewhere. There we go. And that's about the last of them. Yes, it is. So, very gentle sprinkle of these. You know what's going to happen now, don't you? These are going to take a couple of weeks and these are going to fly up. A little sprinkle of fine vermiculite, not to put too much on. And one website is quite funny actually, it said, sow exactly as you would tomatoes. Well, if you don't know how to sow tomatoes, you have no chance with Cape Gooseberries, are you? There we are then, so I'll put those in some water in a minute, soak them up, and then in the in the greenhouse. I say warm greenhouse. So as it is warm, 15 degrees, but warm enough, isn't it? And, ooh, I'm going to do a bit of spinach. Now this spinach is one of the RZ spinaches. It's been doing me well. Didn't germinate very well last year because the seed is from 2020, packed in 2020, so 4 years old, maybe all right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to heavily sow this and prick out. And as you'd know, I'd probably normally do this in the Agriland plug trainer. I do, yeah, so I think this will be the last year for this stuff. It's nice spinach, actually. It's one of the ones that actually looks like a spinach leaf, if you know what I mean. It's going to sound daft, isn't it? But it's quite heavily sown. There we are. I mean, it'll be a lot of pricking out, that's for sure, but... And if only 1 in 5 germinate, then I've still got quite a bit, haven't I? I'll save a few more, just in case they do work, and I can do some more in a month or so. A bit of succession sowing, you know. Soil for this one, I think. Compost. Compost for this one, yep. May as well use this up and make some more soon. I don't be sowing too much at the moment. I was chatting with Steve from Steve's Seaside Garden on sort of email and just said, you know, I ain't got much room anyway, but we're not a cold snap, but it is down to 2 or -1 overnight. I suppose it is a cold snap, really. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because if everything does start growing and the cold snap lingers, because the long range forecast says it's cold for a couple of weeks, I've got nowhere to put things. So I've been caught out like this before, so. Another thing I picked up at this show, and these were on the Marshall's seed stand. It's like growing guides. And I'll zoom in on these in a second to show you they work. So you've got one for flowers, one for vegetables. I'll show you the vegetable ones. And you just dial in the vegetable you're thinking about. So let's take turnip, for example. Oh, can you see this? Sow undercover, January, February. Sow outdoors, April to August. And harvest, well, May to the end of the year. It also tells you how far apart to plant the plants, 30 centimetres for this one, how deep, 2.5 centimetres, and space between plants, 15 to 25 centimetres. That's really good. So let's have a look at runner beans then. Sow undercover, April, May. Sow outside, May to June. Plant outside, May to June, and harvest, June to October. 45 to 60 centimetres between rows, 20 to 25 between plants, 5 centimetres deep. And on the back, loads of tips about crop rotation if you practice that sort of thing, what to plant after what. A little bit about companion planting. And, well, yeah, they're quite good, I love them. And the other one for flowers, exactly the same, except there's no harvesting time. So let's pick, what do I put? Marigolds I want, don't I? Let's find marigolds, what are they called? Here we are. Tagetes type marigolds from my companion plants. So inside, January to March. Outside, May to April. Sorry, March to April. Plant outside, April to May. And they flower, well, June through to September. 15 to 30 centimetres between. Typical height, 15 to 45. Half a centimetre deep sowing. Right, brilliant. I love these. I can put these in the greenhouse, hang them up in the greenhouse. Oh yeah, on the back of these, look, it's got definitions of what the different types of plants are. Hardy, annuals, half hardy, hardy annuals, biennials, F1. Oh, tells you what the RHS AGM is. That confused a lot of people. Award of Garden Merit. Obviously given to good plants. Creating a pollinator-friendly garden. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, these are available on the Marshall's website, so certainly handy reminders, that's the thing. Yeah, I love them, lupins. Morning Glory, I got some of those to go in. Oh, looks like we'll be doing those pretty soon. March, April, yeah. But anyway, yeah, waffling now. I'm going to hang these up. Yeah, really good, really good. Phew. And in typical Digwell style, I forgot to do something. And that is, I want to do a comparison of the spinach with or without the root grow. So I've come back outside again. So a layer of the, seed compost that I made up. Sprinkle of the root grow. Now this won't help with germination, I don't think, but it may help to make stronger plants. So I've got a layer there. More compost on top, thin layer as it says. We've got enough, yeah, I'll make some more up in a minute. And some more seeds. Good tip, don't open your packet upside down. Oh dear. Luckily the table's dried out a bit. That'll do. They can go over there, they might grow, you never know. There we are. So once again, they're quite heavily sown. Sprinkle on top. Yeah, I'll make some up now actually, more compost. I want to strike while the iron's hot and sort of thing, was it? All these sayings. There we are, and I'll just soak that for a bit and make up some more compost. Right, that's it for now, guys. Look after yourselves. Catch you on the next video.